Hola. Aloha. Hey, amigos. Okay, so since I can't ship this guitar until Monday, I figured I might as well just go ahead and do a B-bender lesson on it. So this is a top loader, by the way. It's not a string through. It's got one of those funky bridges that you got to put the string in through the back, and then you got to bend it. You got to bend the end of it a little bit so you can get it in there, and then kind of feed it up through the bridge. And normally I would take this bridge off, but for bender purposes, to keep those saddles from unscrewing themselves, because that happens, I anchored it like this. I put a compensated saddle in for the B and the G, and it works awesome. So, okay, so now what I'm going to show you is a little bit more advanced B-bender stuff. It's not hard. It's just a little bit more outside the box compared to, say, my B-bender 101 DVD, which is, you know, the full DVD is on. There's a link on my website, forestleejr.com. But you can access it through YouTube. So I don't even know what it's called now. It's not B-bender 101 anymore like it used to be. I think it's how to play B-bender guitar. So just look up Twangtown Channel. Just like, subscribe, share everything to this channel. But check this out, because these are some pretty helpful things to figure out. You don't always have to resolve to the, say, you know, you're going to go to the 4 and then the 5. So in the key of D, so you got your D chord. You can play any D chord. D7th. Bend it up to a D. You can play a D minor. I show all that stuff in the B-bender 101 video. But what I don't show you is some of the different movements that you can do. Like the typical movement, this is so used, is to play this lick. Like that, going from your 1 and then the flat 7 movement to your 4 chord, right? So 1, flat 7, 4. So what I'm doing, and you'll notice this, is I'm bending it up. And then bending this one. And holding it bent. And then releasing it after I'm at the G chord. So that's how you would normally do it. You've probably seen me do that a million times in these videos. But the other thing is, you don't have to resolve it to your 4 chord. You can resolve it back to your 1 chord, but make it a 7th. You know, that takes it to a 7th. So instead of going that, you're just going, okay, again. Okay. That's pretty cool. And you can move that anywhere you want. So, so in this case, I'm in the key of G. Okay, so I'm playing the G chord up here. And those can be bent up too. Ah! So you can take any of those type of things too, as long as you're thinking that you're two frets down, you know, because you're bending it up a whole step. So like that one. You know, I'm not going to do the song because it might get copyrighted, but anybody that knows good old country music knows that Jesse Coulter, Waylon Jennings. So that's back to that same lick that, you know, I'm just doing, but I'm doing. Sorry, I keep hitting the, I'm not used to these bridges. I'm used to having a little ledge here, so I keep doing that with my hand because I palm mute heavily. So I like the old ashtray bridges. I'm just an old school telly player, so I like having that little anchor there. It's part of my shtick. It's part of my whole right hand technique, you know. Jed Hughes complimented me on my right hand one time, and I was like, wow, man, that's awesome coming from you, because he's a badass. He's a great guitar player. And him and Bukovac are always doing stuff. Oh, that's another thing I was going to do, just kind of show you this. Since we're talking about Jed and Book, that's such a Vince Gill thing. And if you get really crazy with it, it's a Greg Koch thing. Hurt myself here. He does some crazy stuff, but Vince, it's real, you know. You know, if Vince was going to do it, he'd probably do it in the neck position. Or maybe the middle. You can always bend things up. So if you think about where you're going to bend it to, and then keep going, and then resolve it back to there, because that's your suspension. You can pinch it a little bit too. you can bend in half of those things too. Another cool thing about using a bend. Oh, wow, I'm already at 11 minutes. This is crazy. Sorry about that. If you'll notice in my guitar style, I'm always doing double stops. You know, I'm always doing stuff like that. Or say we're in the key of G. I get really lost in trying to find different notes that work in different chords. Like that's kind of cool. So what would happen if I hit the bender in that? Sounds cool. How about this? That sounds cool. So how about that? That's odd. But you can play any like 7th chords or 9th chords. Plays those. So back in E. Okay, let's go back to D where we originally started because I got to wrap this up. I'm already at 13 minutes. It's easier if you're playing with your thumb and your fingers. I'm not using a pick right now. I kind of find it freeing. Also, I don't use fake nails like Brent and all those other Nashville pickers. I'm one of the few Nashville pickers that I guess doesn't wear fake nails. But you can use the fleshy part of your finger to get that popping. I like doing all that low note stuff. So that's kind of fun stuff, and I'll just do it naturally, but by the way, I'm just plugged into this is pretty much a bone stock Squier, you know, probably a Squier Bullet Telecaster. It's the thinner body, you know. Of course, I put a B-bender in it, so it's got my B-bender in it. But this is a top loader Squier, plugged straight in. I don't have any effects or anything. Into an old, like, 1980 PVTKO 80 amplifier. Like, literally, no reverb, nothing. But yeah, I'm using my mom's old bass amp because my Special 112 died, and I don't really want to drag out any really expensive good amps. I mean, this thing sounds okay. You know, it's a bass amp, it's a solid state bass amp, but it sounds great. You know, I could gig with that thing. I really could. Of course, I could gig with pretty much anything, but I could gig with this guitar and that amp. I'd feel totally comfortable, even though this has got 10s on it, and I usually play 9s. Or 8s. I actually switched to 8s recently. Don't tell anybody, because that's how I can get all those crazy bends without trying too hard. But I really like the tight low end of a set of 8s as well. But it allows me to do those below the nut bends, you know, the painful with 10s. You know, that's the other thing. I haven't put any graphite in the nut, which I probably should do on this guitar, because it's literally, it's like a brand new off the shelf Squier Bullet. I did a little bit of nut work to get the action down a little bit. Sounds pretty good, pretty close to in tune. So as soon as I stretched all those strings back after doing those below the nut bends, because that's a little sharp, but you can just yank on the string, pull it back up, yank on it. Yeah, stretch the strings out a little bit. Every time you bend something and it's a little flat, just stretch that string and then tune it back up to pitch, and then you should be good. Wow, I'm almost to 20 minutes, so I'm going to knock this off. I apologize for going so long on these videos, but I kind of feel like I didn't do any videos for a while, and this... Anyway, I apologize. I went through some stuff, so everything is starting to kind of get back rolling in the shop. I'm working on a lot of guitars right now. I've got to wrap those two up back there because they're really, really late. But like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'm going to try to get those two done this weekend or early next week, and I'm going to ship this back on Monday. And I have another one, which is a really cool guitar. It's a green, let me see. It's a green Sparkle that I'm putting a bender in. That's pretty badass. And that guitar is going to be... That guitar will be done tonight. But again, I can't ship it until Monday, so I'm just gonna play around with stuff this weekend. And I will see you guys next time. I apologize for going 20 minutes. I really do. Bye.